Alright, everyone. So, in Camp Cretaceous, Hidden Adventure, we were introduced to many a fights. We were introduced to a Carnotaur versus Sinoceratops rematch. Um, didn't last too long, but still cool. And then all the Tarbosaurus fights. But we got a main character fight of the named blue ones, Bumpy and Blue. So that was really cool to see. I kind of wasn't expecting it. Like, they had a trailer with Blue and Bumpy, and I made a community post. I was like, who would win, Blue and Bumpy as a team or Tarbosaurus? So I was kind of close to almost predicting this fight. But I mean, it was pretty cool. Like, Bumpy whacked Blue in the face. How do you survive that? I mean, considering an Ankylosaurus using its tail to whack something, I've heard in documentaries, like, if it whacked a T-Rex in the knee, it would break the bones of that leg. So the fact that Blue's alive, I mean, Bumpy just must have a plushy club tail, right? But it was still a cool fight. And obviously you can't kill Blue. I mean, they could have, actually, if you think about it, because there were two options. You could have brought along Bumpy, or you could have not brought her along, and everyone still survives either way, right? They could have had Blue. No, they would never kill Blue. They would never do that. And they would definitely never kill Rexy or Mosasaurus. Anything in the movies, I highly doubt they would kill, even in this. The campers, it's alright, because if they really wanted to, they could off-right them and, like, get them out of the canon. But I mean, I'm pretty happy with them in the canon right now, and I think I've heard, like, they want Darius in a future Jurassic movie, so that would be cool. Yeah, what do you think of this fight? It was kind of cool to see, because they're like the two main blue dinosaurs, besides Mosasaurus, really, but you can't really have Ankylosaurus or win against Mosasaurus, or Blue win against Mosasaurus. But it was cool because Blue and Bumpy were the first named creatures in Jurassic World, the game. So they were both tournament creatures, and they were named. But then so those are the only two good guys. You can tell they're good guys because they have, like, a green or blue aroma around them once you level them up. But Toro and Ghost the Velociraptor were added, and they have, like, a yellow aroma to show that they're bad guys, basically, which we know Toro is. And Ghost kind of is. You can control it, but you're not meant to be allowed to control. So, unfortunately, anything that gets controlled kind of is counted as a bad guy, even though it's not technically their fault that they're being controlled. Like, all that mind control. Spinosaurus was still a bad guy, though, even with the mind control. Like, we know that from Jurassic Park 3. But yeah, look at that. I'm getting my Toro, finally. I've got all the named creatures in Jurassic World, the game, actually. But yeah, what did you guys think of the fight? Did you get to experience it? Because, I mean, it's pretty, it's one of the first fights you get to see, basically. What you do is, obviously, you'll spawn in the nest, you either take the final tree, doesn't matter, but then you'll come across the Gallimimuses and Pteranodons. You want to wait it out, do not get killed by the Baryonyxes, obviously. And then, once you're in camp, Darius will show the camera with the Raptor Pack, which I want to make a video on because there's something interesting about that. And also, then you're presented with the idea. Should we bring along Bumpy, or should we leave behind Bumpy? And obviously, to get the fight, you want to bring along Bumpy. Bumpy was the first choice I did, because it was like, if you think about it, if you bring along Bumpy, you could get an extra fight, right? Like, I didn't know how long Bumpy would stay with the campers. Would she stay throughout the entire journey? So I'd be like, then you could get a fight out of Tarbo and Bumpy. It could just be utter chaos. But no, she left after the Raptor Paddock scene. So yeah, once you get to the Raptor Paddock, it's interesting because you pick either Main Street or Security. I'm like, wait, so if you picked leave behind Bumpy or bring Bumpy, why is it allowing you to pick another option before you die? So that kind of hinted that you weren't going to die in either scenario. It was just going to have a different outcome, basically. And yeah, so, because imagine picking a scenario, right, and then you die, like, you don't even get to go to main tree or security. Like, what was the point of showing that? So it kind of was just a hint that the fight was coming. But yeah, once I saw the rocks come out, I knew it instantly. Like, they were leading. They do it a lot in any series, not just DreamWorks, but like they'll foreshadow something. Yeah, it's foreshadowing. Because on the camera we saw the raptor pack, the trio fighting over meat. And then we see Blue throw the rocks, and which distracted the raptor trio, and then they ran off, and Blue was able to come in and grab the meat. And then Blue did that with Bumpy, which was extremely smart, because Blue basically knew she could not take on an Ankylosaurus by herself, because probably something else, like a Hadrosaur, maybe, could take that down, could easily take down a Gallimimus if Blue kept up the pace and kept up with the Gallimimus. But yeah, those rocks were able to distract Bumpy. Bumpy walked away from the canvas, and the canvas was like, what's going on? And then I was waiting for it. I knew Blue was coming. Blue pops her head out, looks over at Bumpy. What are you... Oh, good, you're gone. Oh, time to get the campers. And then Blue runs after the campers. I believe singles out Ben or something. And then we see like an epic chase between Ben and Blue. And then Ben kind of turns and runs. Run away from me! No, get back here so I can keep chasing you. But then Blue kind of topples over, just like Toro does in season 1, episode 2, when the campers are doing it. But that kind of made more sense because Toro was bigger, had more weight, whereas Blue was just like, Blue was probably just going too fast and couldn't keep up with the momentum, so just kind of turned and fell over. And then Ben runs, jumps on Bumpy like an average Ark Survival Evolved player would, and runs off. I could imagine, how has no one made a meme where like Ben has imprinted on Bumpy using like all the Ark stuff? I might make a video on that one day. We'll see. But yeah, that was the fight between Blue and Bumpy. I hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and I'll see you all later. Bye everyone.